bit nervous.
Hello everyone.
Hello, we greet you from Switzerland.
We are excited to share tonight for the first time live. We had first to figure out a bit how actually that works.
Yeah, I think, okay, so we're gonna start. We are a bit nervous, it's our first time, but we hope it's gonna go well, because, yeah, it's our first time.
Genau.
So I will start by saying my names. Please, if the voicing is not good, please just let us know, and then we will see what we can do about it. I would like by saying my names. I am Philip Opere, born and raised in Kenya, in a beautiful town called Mombasa, and yeah, at the moment I am in Switzerland working and having a good time with my family.
My name is Miriam Opere. I was born and raised in Switzerland. I met my husband in a small town in East Germany. We're gonna go more into that story. And we are living now for almost 10 years now in Switzerland. We're married for 10 years, having 2 beautiful daughters. And tonight we would like to share about our story.
Our topic for sure is what is racism and who is a racist. We would like to be clear that we are not addressing what's happening in America. We are not there. When we check the news, some people talk about politics, some people talk about gang groups, some people talk about racism. It's very hard for us to really comment on that or to give our opinions of what is happening in America. So we are not actually addressing what's happening in America, but we are talking about our experiences. Remember, this is nothing we've read in books. This is nothing we've learned in school. This is nothing we've been told. Pure things we've experienced. And because for sure, together, we're going to figure out, together we and you, we're going to figure out which act was racism, who was a racist, and who was not. And so we just want to make that clear again. We are not professionals to talk about what's happening in America. We are not professionals or people who know more about studies of racism or something. But we're going to share with you our experiences, and then we're going to learn together. So we wrote stuff down so that it's easy for us. Like we said, it's our first time. So, but we're a bit nervous, but hold on there. It's going to be fun. This is how I always start. I get nervous, but as it goes well. We met in a small town in Germany called Henroth, and that's where I was working and my wife was working there. Actually, my wife was my student there, and the rule was that you cannot date your student. So you can imagine how that was. And she was actually a very good friend to my sister. She was the best friend of my sister. My sister is the one who invited me into Germany. And my wife was a very good friend to my sister. They were best friends. And so every time I went to hang out with my sister, she was there. And that was the beginning of us, you know. You gonna add on to that shit?
Yeah, I was living in the same flat than his sister, and he always came over, so we spent time together, and that's how we got to know each other.
Yeah, so me coming into Germany in this community of people, and since I was young, I always said to myself, I would like to marry a black woman, you know. So I came into this community, and guess what? The only black woman in that community was my sister. Well, we don't do that. We don't marry our own sister. So I felt like, oh, I'm doomed, you know. I have maybe to switch off my head or something, because my goal was actually, I saw myself marrying a black woman, having black kids and all this stuff. But yeah, so somehow I don't know how that changed, but it changed in a good way. And yeah, My wife and I became really good friends. Really good friends. I was going through stuff which I never told anybody at that particular time. We were living together in a community. I was kind of going through depression. I really actually never shared it, but I wanted somebody to come to me. I wanted somebody to look at my face and see that I'm not doing good. But actually nobody saw that. Even my close friends, nobody saw that. But she saw it. And we became good friends. We always went for walks. And sometimes I could tell my sister, because they were staying in the same apartment, I could tell my sister, hey, I'm coming to visit you. But actually I was not going to visit my sister. I was going to my sister because of Miriam, yeah. And Miriam was one of the girls who were very hard to get. You know, this is what she said in her dating list or husband list. She said, this is gonna be fun. She said she wants to get married to a rich white man. A rich white man. Well, I am a poor black man. Totally different, you know. So when I went to my sister, I told my sister, I think I like your friend. And my sister knew her very well. She told me, hey, maybe you should keep off. Because my sister knew what she wanted as a husband, you know. So my sister was like, oh, maybe you should keep off, you know. Maybe you should back down a little bit, you know. But there was just something about her, and plus my faith for sure, but there was something about her, and I said, this is what I want, this is the woman I want, you know. So I didn't back down, you know, you're not of that.
Yeah, I mean, for me, growing up in Switzerland, I heard like many bad stories about couples who were married from different nations, and I actually never wanted to marry someone from Africa or Asia because of all the bad stories I heard before, yeah. But becoming good friends and trust was growing and everything, I don't know, it really changed the view, or it changed my perspective, and I think that's also how we came together, yeah.
So after we fell in love, it was we just felt that it was gonna be a little bit uncomfortable to some of the people in the community. You know, sometimes how that goes, and so we just found ourselves hanging out at night. You know, at night we will go for walks, we will go have some food and everything, we will go for long walks together. But during daytime we were only saying hi, or we only meet at my sister's place. And I just figured out this some few years ago. I was asking myself, why were we doing that? We were not even discussing it. But I was asking myself, why were we doing that? And then I realized, actually, there was a small fear of what people were going to say about us. Miriam was 20. Miriam was 20 years old, you know, a young girl, a young, beautiful girl from Switzerland, you know. And here am I, an African, poor African. So somehow we never discuss it, but we just have this feeling that, and it happened automatically. We will meet at night, and during daytime we will just say hi, or we will meet at my sister's place. That's reminded me of this country music. They say, daytime friends and nighttime lovers, you know. That's actually what we were, and it was fun. So we will go for walks, and then very long walks at night. Past midnight, we will go for walks, and then we come back in the room, and it was the beginning of Facebook at that time. And then we chat, and then it's like, hey, you wanna go for another walk? And then we go out for another walk. It was really good stuff. And yeah, so we want to start sharing about our experiences, what we experience with people. In the community we were living in, it was full of different kind of people, but mostly were white people from America, from Russia, from Germany, from Switzerland, but majority was just full. In my time I don't remember seeing even Asian people. It was just me and my sister, who are from Africa. And most of the time you will see an American falling in love with a German. And when they announced it to the leadership, it was more like, oh, we saw that coming. That's very cute. You guys look nice together, you know. And a German falling in love with a Swiss, or a Swiss falling in love with a French person. Because of the colors, it was supported pretty well. Oh, that's so cute. So how are you going to do and everything. So when we fell in love, we felt the respect of facing our leaders to tell them what's happening, because that was the role, to tell our leaders what's happening between us. So my wife went to the leadership. I think I'm gonna let her. She's the one who went to the leadership.
Yeah, so I went to the leadership because we wanted to honor them, and I told them the story that we both were thinking about it and we were praying about it to become a couple. We even involved our families. And as everybody had peace about it, so we became a couple. So on that day, I went to the leadership. I was really excited to tell them. But then the response I got was not really exactly what I was expecting to. I went to one person I really trusted, and I shared with her. She was surprised. I think it was a bit overwhelming for her to hear this news. And then she went to the other leadership, and then I had a meeting. Some hours later they came to me and that I need to sit together with all the leadership. And I was doing a school at that time. It was not like I was not allowed to have any relationship or anything. So I remember sitting outside on the bench with my leadership team and telling them. And then one of the leaders looks at me and tells me, that's the biggest mistake you ever did in your life. You will regret it. And, you know, when I tell you this now, at that point it was really, I don't know, it was hurtful kind of, because I really saw that we thought about it, and it was not just like, oh, we're in love, we're coming together. No, for me it was a big step. Like, I was thinking about it really well, and I thought we did wise decisions together. So that response for me was like really hurtful. I'm over it. I don't have anything against this person anymore. I forgave everything. But it was not an easy way for us there. And especially because this community was all about nations. You know, you love the nations and everybody is the same. But you realize, no, it's not everybody is the same, yeah.
So our question stands in, the question which stands in that situation whereby when a French fell in love with a German, or a German to America, it was called cute. Oh, you know, you look nice. Oh, you just let us know when the time comes, we'll help. And then when a Swiss fell in love with a dark-skinned person, it was more like you are making the biggest mistake of your life. The biggest mistake. Like, I don't know, there are many bad things you can make, but that was the biggest. Marrying a black person was the biggest mistake Miriam was making. And we were both respected there. Somehow you can get all your respect, but your color can let you down. I don't know. So our question in that situation is that, was that a racist? Sorry, English is not our language. My African English, I hope you understand it. And there's a Swiss English here. So we are not perfect in English. But my question was there, was that a racist act or not? That's something to think about. We are here to discuss what is racism, who is a racist. That act, was it an act of racism or not? Okay, moving on about ourselves. So we didn't have money. We really did not have money. And, you know, sometimes when you meet people, they just believe, oh, you know, you're rich because you have a white wife. But by that particular moment, I was the rich one. I was the one with a lot of money than her. So, but it was also not much. We needed to use it in a good way so that we don't go lacking food. So I remember there were these packets of chicken wings in a shop in Germany, and we will buy those packets of chicken wings. They were pretty cheap. We will buy them every day. So every day we were eating chicken wings. chicken wings every day. And we said, hey,
Almost every day, yeah.
almost every day.
Yeah.
And we say, hey, we are not going to tell anybody what we are going through. We are going to pass through this financial problem together, you know. You have something on this one? And then, yeah, like I said, I have to repeat that because this is something I've got many comments about from many people I know. When I met my wife, I was the boss financially. I was the boss financially. And I paid for a lot of her things, food, traveling and everything. She was 20 years old, you know, and I did all that. So as days were going, we were still living in the community. She fell sick. She fell pretty sick, you know, and I got so much concerned. So I will go to my apartment, prepare food, take to her. I will take her for a fresh air walk. I was just concerned. I just felt like this is part of me. I was so much concerned, and these are the times I was realizing, man, I am super, super in love, because I never felt such a thing in my life, you know. And yeah, and after, when she got well, she was pretty sick. When she got well, then after some days, after some time, some months I will say, I also had a tooth problem, you know. And like I said, we did not have money. So we did not have money to go to the dentist. So the whole night I will be holding my tooth. It's so painful, like we could not do anything. So a friend of ours actually told us, because we were in a town in Germany, East Germany, next to Eastern Europe or something. A friend of ours told us, by the way, in Poland, hospitals and dentists are very cheap. So, I'm sorry, something fell down. So, what happened is that my wife and I, plus our friend, actually she's Polish, we drove and passed the border. We drove past the border, went to Poland, to this dentist, and the dentist, you know, these people who don't know nothing, but they say they know everything. Yeah, I was in South Africa doing some dental stuff, you know, I know everything. This guy took, I don't know, I think he has never removed somebody's teeth or something, because that was his first reaction. He took the thing, I don't know how they call it, we call it a span or something, and put it in my mouth, even before the injection thing went well, and was pulling my teeth, pulling it, and I'm coming up and he's coming with me, and we are almost coming out of the chair, and he's still pulling it, and somehow blood started coming out, and the guy is still pulling it, and there was fear in the room. Maybe I'm thinking, is this, like, it was very not professional, you know, and we went there because we just did not have money, and we said we are going to go through life together, you know. So that's one of the experiences we went through, and that was amazing.
Yeah, that was not easy.
You want to add something?
Yeah, and the time of sickness was not easy, but it was a good time for us to see that we're together when we're healthy and when we're sick, in good and in bad times.
So we organized our wedding in Kenya. We went to Kenya for our wedding. One funny thing, you know, when we were going to Kenya, some of Miriam's friends or whatever, they were telling her, hey, you are going with that man to Kenya, you know. When you go there, they're going to make you not come back. They're going to make you stay there with them. Your life is going to be ruined, you know. And that was, man, how some people view we Africans is really, yeah. But that's life. You know, for me, I always say, this is one thing I always say. You will never know how clever you are if there were no stupid people. So stupid people are actually our measurements to see how clever we are. You know, so we need them. Without them, we will not know if we are clever or not. I think so. And I'm going through our points one by one. That's why I have to check. So we went to Kenya and we got married. Civil weddings, in a government wedding as they call. We did that, and then after some times we organized for the bigger wedding. My wife's wedding dream was to have a wedding in the beach, and I made sure that happened. So That was amazing. We are married now for 11 years. 10 years. And I wanted to do a very big wedding this year, but my wife thought, that's waste of money. So we actually organized for a very romantic getaway in a nice place in Austria. Thanks to Corona. But we should do it.
Yeah, we are still.
We are still planning that. Hopefully Corona is going to finish and we're going to go there. We have like my wife said before, we have two beautiful daughters, Samira and Malia. Malia is actually Maria version in Hawaii. And Samira is a desert flower. It also means a very special stone in Arabic world. And also you can find it in Hebrew and other languages. And one funny thing about our kids, yeah, Samira, who is the oldest, yeah, around she's getting to 4 years old now. Yeah? She likes Africans so much. When she sees an African man, she calls him uncle, and she just flows with him and wants to go with him. You know, she likes Africans so much. Any dark-skinned person, Samira will just go to them directly with no problem. And our youngest daughter, Malia. When she sees a black person, she screamed so loud. I don't know how or why. When she sees a white person, of course she doesn't get close to them because she doesn't like getting close to people she don't know. But if it's a black person, she just screams like somebody we don't understand that. She's 1 year.
She's 16 months.
16 months, yes. So that's something funny. I wish I would understand. Yeah. I will talk something about myself a little bit. I am really a family man. I think the people who follow my Facebook or Instagram, they will confirm that. For me, family comes first, you know, and I just believe that family must come first. Family must come first. If you don't love your family, you can't do much out there. That's what I believe. And I just want to tell a short story of, I love my family, and I show off a lot with my family. I post about my family a lot, I'm doing this with my family and that, or I post about my wife or myself and everything. And some people have responded like, oh, you are sure off for something, And when they say that I'm a sure off, actually, I'm showing off with something amazing, So I just wanted to say why I do that, why I post a lot, why I post a lot on social media about my family or what's happening with us. We are not perfect. We are just like any other couples. We fight. We have our struggles. And we're normal people. So we're not perfect. That's one for sure. But the reason why I post a lot on social media about us is that before I didn't post it a lot. But one of my posts, a lady I know responded as a inbox. She wrote to me saying that, actually, I've been following your post. I'm divorced now, but and I had lost all my faith for love or in love. I never believed in falling in love again, but I've been following you each and every day, and because of you guys, now I believe that love exists. When this lady told me this, I started doing more. Not like I'm putting fictions which did not happen, but I was putting things which I am doing, which my wife and I am doing, because I realized, there are people out there who are actually getting healed, One person says, there were many comments which I got, but I remember one person says that, hey, because of you, actually my husband is also taking steps now. She's loving our kids more, and she's taking them for walks and everything. And So I'm not gonna go in all those comments I got. I just wanna say a short story. After work I go out with my kids to playground, whether I'm tired or not. That's what just I do. And I always pass a house going to the playground, and there's this lady there. She always waves to me, smiling like, hey, and I smile back and I go. So one day after I passed them, she looks at the husband and she told the husband, look, you are doing nothing. They have 4 kids. You are doing nothing with our kids. Look, he's from Africa. Look what he's doing. He's laughing. His kids, look, every day he's passing here. The kids are laughing. He's playing with them. You should also do that. So this lady, I was laughing when she was really telling the husband this. And trust me, after 2 days, the husband started going for walks with the kids. So we will meet at the playground. And we met. And finally, he liked it. He realized, man, this is fun. So such things make me do that. And yeah, Oliver.
Yeah, you're a good fuck.
Everything I say, we have already discussed. My wife is not the person who will go over cameras, but everything is not only from me, trust me. So don't think I'm the one who is... Okay, so... we're going to share about, like, the first incident we told you about the leaders, and then we asked you, was it a racist act or something? We're going to share more stories about that.
Should I start with
You can start, but you come a bit closer now.
So, one of the stories we had was still in East Germany. We were just newly together as a couple. I think we went to visit the sister in East Germany, and we came back by train. And as you know, in East Germany there are many Nazis, yeah. So it's, for foreigners, it's not an easy place to live. So it's outside, it's winter time, and East Germany, it's super cold, like you're freezing outside. And we had to wait, I think, 1 hour for the bus before we could go back. So we thought, let's go inside in a restaurant. So we went inside this restaurant, we were drinking something.